Hey guys, I'm back. Okay. Okay. Ruth, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ugh. Okay. I'm gonna start that over. Okay, Ruth. 1, 2, 3, 4. She was counting for me. We needed to get to 10. I was trying my hardest. I pushed and pushed and pushed for a good 10 minutes. Nothing yet. I was asked to take a break. So I did not overexert myself. We did not need any stress on either of the babies. So by this time, Sue had gone out and explained to everybody what was going on. Well, no babies yet, Sue sighed. Tim looked at her a little sad, but was only kind of joking. He was that kind of man. Well, not all the time, but he sure was today. As I rested, I was not expecting this one person to show up. Well, I knew all my friends had showed up, but I did not need anybody else. Well, while sitting there, I saw someone I hadn't seen in like half a year. Her name was Michelle. I had met her like 5 or so years ago. She lives in San Marcos, which is in San Diego, in the San Diego area near where I live, in La Mesa. Lunch dates were something we did often. I was so surprised when she walked in the door to visit me, I almost broke down and cried. My hormones were running pretty wild these past few months, so that would have been understandable. She would understand, and so would Sue. Sitting up a bit, I smiled. Well, I tried to. I felt like crap right now, like someone had punched me a million times, and I had to throw up. I guess that's what labor does to you. How are you feeling? Michelle asked, as Dennis rolled out of the room. He needed some fresh air. I'm doing okay, I guess, she smiled. Had me take a break. They did not want to stress the babies, I explained, and sighed as I felt another contraction coming. I bore down and began to push with all my might again. Michelle, oh, okay. This is bad. This is bad. Ah! No! That's written. It's not in here. What did I do with it? I could have swore I just read it the other day. Okay, well... Okay, well, that part's missing, so... I will find that and get back to you. So, I could have sworn... Maybe I haven't printed it out yet. I have it right here. I'll pull it up. I have... That's the ticket. I haven't printed it out yet, so, okay. Here we go. Let me start a while back. Well, no babies yet, Sue sighed. Tim looked at her a little sad, but was only kind of joking. He was that kind of man. Well, not all the time, but he sure was today. As I rested, I was not expecting this one person to show up. Well, I knew I had all my friends. I knew all my friends had showed up. I did not need anybody else. Well, while sitting there, I saw someone I hadn't seen in like half a year. Her name was Michelle. I had met her like 5 or so years ago at a HMO conference at UC Davis. I took one of her classes, and somehow we became good friends. She lives in San Marcos, which is in the San Diego area near where I live in La Mesa. Lunch dates were something we did often. I was so surprised when she walked in the door to visit me, I almost broke down and cried. My hormones were running pretty wild these past few months, so that would have been understandable. She would understand, and so would Sue. Sitting up a bit, I smiled. Well, I tried to. I felt like crap right now, like someone had punched me a million times and I had to throw up. I guess that's what labor does to you. How are you feeling? Michelle asked as Dennis rolled out of the room. He needed some fresh air. I'm doing okay, I guess, she smiled. Had me take a break. They did not want to stress the babies, I explained inside as I felt another contraction coming. I bore down and began to push with all my might again. Michelle grabbed my hand and held on. Sue came over to the other side of the bed and took my other hand. I had a team. Come on, Ruth, do this for us. She continued to breathe with me and I pushed. I could feel the first one coming down. It was either Christian or Emma. I pulled on my angry face and gripped for life. I knew right then and there I was not having any more kids. No way, never. Okay, let's go back to... So, that's not done yet, of course. No babies have been born, but babies are going to be born. This chapter is just like one page of stuff, and it's called Wake Up Nana. Let me come back to here so I can check my... Okay. Sue! Emma Sue called out. Sue, Sue, Sue! Emma Sue tried to wake her. Wake up, Nana, we got to pick up brother. Emma Sue smiled as Sue woke from her nap. Just recently, Emma Sue had started calling Aunt Sue Nana. It was easier to say. Oh, shoot! Sue jumped up from the couch and lifted up Emma Sue. Just as they had gotten up, the phone rang. She reached for it and sat on the couch. Hitting the send button, Sue listened for the caller. Hello? The lady smiled over the phone. Emma Sue watched as her aunt talked on the phone. Yes, this is Sue Farley, she smiled. Recognizing the voice, Sue sighed. Yes, I'm coming, she smiled as she walked towards the door. Hanging up the phone, Sue shifted, pulled out her keys, and locked the front door, unlocking her van. Setting Emma Sue down, she let her run to the van to get in. Careful, Sue said as she watched Emma Sue pull the door open to the blue Astro van, nicknamed the Beast. I don't need you to hurt yourself, Sue instructed. Aye, careful, Nana, she smiled. Emma Sue, be very careful, she added. Emma Sue always tried to be careful, but there were days where she was not. Ouch! She cried. Emma Sue had fallen from trying to get in. Oh, baby, Sue sighed. Good thing she had a first aid kit in her car. Come here, baby girl, Sue said, lifting Emma in the car and in her car seat, buckled her in. Kissing it, Sue put on a band-aid and got in herself. It's gonna be okay, baby girl. Sue smiled and looked back at Emma. After we get brother, I'll make it all better. She smiled, looking back at her. Okay. This one's called, I think I'm gonna call it Happy Grandparentshood. I'm not sure. But, yeah. It was now 4 years later. Matthew and Claire had gotten married and were expecting their first child, my grandchild. Who wouldn't be excited? I know I am. Megan is dating some guy that I really like, but nothing yet. Finally, our boys had made it to high school. I'd be teaching them. I tried my best to look at them as students and not as my children. When lunch came, I could do whatever I wanted. They had allowed that. It was senior year. I had wanted everything to be perfect for them. I'd wanted them to have a good year. Well, I tried, but failed. Last year, Christian was diagnosed with Asperger's, a mild form of autism. He had been acting weird since at least the start of his 4th birthday. Emma, who we tested also, is perfectly fine. I didn't know what to do at first. I was confused, hurt, and all emotions. I wanted it to go away, like most bad things that had happened to us. Like I did with Bella, I prayed to God to let him know that whatever he wanted to happen would be allowed. During our search for the right school for him, we found one here in San Diego. I really wanted him to go to this school, but budget was a problem. He was doing good at Northmont, a school just down the street from us, same school I had gone to, and so all my kids. I decided for now to keep him close to home. If he was doing good where he was, why change it? Sitting at my desk, I was writing. You know the drill, basically anything. I get this call. Someone on the other line was really happy. I mean, really happy. When picking up the phone, I had to listen for a second to figure out who it was on the other line. It did not take long to figure out who it was. It was Sue Farley. I gasped when she said she was going to be a grandmother. Okay, and the last little bit, I have another part that, it's missing. I don't know where it is, but this doesn't have a name yet. Mama always told me to say please and thank you. Never say those bad words, and don't keep your face like that or it'll stick. I did my best to be a nice girl. I even taught my kids those same messages. I wanted to install the same values in them as my mom did me. Today I sent Emma with Sue, as me and Christian had a therapy appointment. He hated those things, but it was necessary. Getting up that morning was a task. Change is bad, and today we had change. Last minute we ran out of milk. I wanted to cry and scream, but I needed to be calm. I was just going to get some milk at the 7-Eleven down the street. That sounds easy, right? Well, it was easier said than done. Dennis was at work, and I couldn't get in the car with these two or leave them at home by themselves. Matt was off at his own home with his wife Claire. Megan was off at class, and the boys, Jeffrey and Farley, had already been taken to school. Ruth was home alone with her twins, Emma the drama queen, and Christian the Jane Chater. That's all I have for now, so I hope you enjoyed listening. I definitely enjoyed reading it. And I'll definitely print out that one part. I had another chapter called Michelle and the Monster, and it's all about like Michelle surprising Emma Sue with a trip up with her to her handbell thing. But I don't know what happened to it, and I'm really mad. So yeah, here's the cover again. Yeah, it's called Staying with the Royal Blue Regiment, and it's got a marching band guy on it. I wanna make the guy more like flat, not flat, but the edges are all like, you see how the edges are all, so I want to fix that. And it's signed at the bottom. It's a fake signed copy, but I just need to fix mine, and Dennis says it's too they're different fonts, but it's just too fonty. It's too fancy. There's you know what I mean? Like it's probably somebody's sort of handwriting, but it's like, now I think of it, Dennis wouldn't write like that. No, because he's a guy, and he's a definite guy, and guys don't write real fancy like that. Well, not all guys, but definitely not Dennis. And Ruth, which is based on me, definitely isn't gonna write like that. I can tell you that. But the Sue is like really close to her writing. So yeah, that's about it. If you have any questions or anything, or suggestions, or just whatever, then you can leave a comment or whatever. Yeah, so comment, rate, subscribe, suggest. Thanks guys, bye.